Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Dalton95 coming to you with another Transformers video, and today we're taking a look at the Studio Series Voyager class Scrapper from '86. Of course, this is with all new packaging that is very much in line with Age of the Primes, but like I said in my Red Alert video, you do have the blue bar here with Studio Series written right there. The Transformers, the movie, Constructicon Scrapper. You got a image there, partially of Scrapper, Studio Series Voyager class. This side you've got Devastator, 1 of 5 because there are 5 packages to this release. So you got the Voyager, Scrapper, Voyager Mixmaster, Deluxe, Bone Crusher Deluxe, Scavenger, and then Hook and Long Haul come in their own Commander class package. That should be coming out around July, I think. So going to the back here, 17 steps, 1 of 5. You got him, or Devastator, throwing sludge towards, or just throwing them over Slug, and then Slag rams into him. So it says, Scrapper is the engineer and designer of the for the Constructicons. He combines with the other Constructicons to form Devastator. So that is, and let's go ahead and get them opened. Unfortunately, I do not have Commander Wars Devastator anymore to compare, but I do notice this is a definitely more green, shade of green compared to the more yellowish side that the Commander Wars one was. So let's go ahead and get them open and check them out. And here we have Scrapper out of his packaging, and I really enjoy how this guy turned out. There are a few little things that I will talk about in the video that I wish they would have changed, that could have been a little bit different, but yeah, I mean, I like it for what it is so far, that I'm enjoying. Now, I will say I no longer have Commander Wars Devastator. I uploaded a video about a year ago when I first heard about the listings for these leaking out, and yeah, sold them shortly after that. I did put up a review going over Devastator right around the time that I sold him, but yeah, very happy so far with this. There are, like I said, a few things I would change, but overall, I mean, he's very close in design to the Commander Wars, which I think is a good thing, but also kind of hinders it a little bit. I wish they would have done something a little bit newer, but at the same time, you can only reinvent the wheels so many times. So, like I said, happy so far. I'm glad it's a much brighter shade of green instead of the weird kind of yellowy green that we had with Commander Wars. Got a nice deep purple here, because of course you got the cartoon accurate silver, black, and red. You got the nice Decepticon symbol there. Of course, the silver for the mouth plate, the forehead, nice red visor. Some nice silver here for the rims that are actually pinned in, unlike the Commander Wars. And you got silver for the thighs. Overall, very nicely detailed. He does come with his blaster. I believe it's the same one that... yeah, it's the same design-wise as the one that came with the Unite Warriors. I believe Baldigus used it for Hector, if I remember. The Rotor, or maybe it was for Movor, or what do they call... Either way, it's the same basic design. I mean, based on the cartoon. Just go ahead and plug it in his hand, 5mm post. He also, much like the Commander Wars, well, I mean, the Commander Wars one was built the same way, but has Devastator's blaster, 2 separate pieces. You can use them as separate blasters. Unfortunately, neither of which are blast effect compatible. That is a shame. But they still plug together, form Devastator's rifle. You do have a tab here and a slot here. Those will be more for vehicle mode. And plug this into here. Of course, give it to Scrapper, and he can wield the individual components. Blaster is blast effect compatible. So there you go. As far as articulation goes, his head is on a ball joint, though most you can really get is a swivel. You can kind of get a little bit of a nod. Little small degree of head tilt, but it's not even really noticeable. Never mind. So just a little bit of up and down. You get 360 at the shoulders. You get out to there. That's a pretty good angle, the right amount. You get a bicep swivel, 90 degrees at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist due to how the transformation works. No waist swivel due to the joint for combined mode being built in right here. I mean, maybe they could have fit one in there, but you've also got all this right here. I don't know. Kind of a shame, but it's not the end of the world. So you get back to there for the hips, pretty much all the way forward, all the way out, thigh swivel, 90 at the knee, and then you get forward at the ankle, and then full tilt. So there is that for articulation. Now, he does have this strange port right here. It fits blast effects, but there's nothing in the instructions anywhere that points this out or highlights it, anything. I think it's a little Easter egg for this. This is one of the Dominator discs, or, you know, the little spinning blade thing that came with Origins Wheeljack. And it just so happens to fit right on there. Now, it's not quite the location that was on him in vehicle mode in the show. I have to watch the episode again. Season 2, The Core, I believe is the name of the episode, where Wheeljack and some of the other Autobots planted these on the Constructicons as they were leaving a mine. And there we go. So, I'll have to keep an eye out on Bone Crusher and the others for other ports like that. So, neat little Easter egg. I haven't seen anyone else or heard anyone else pointing it out, but it is there. So go ahead and get into transformation. We'll start by folding in the fists. Open up this panel, fold the head down, close that back up, bring the elbows back. There we go. Go ahead and bring this section up. I'll just tab in. Fold this little panel back, and then take the legs here, bring the feet all the way, or bring the feet up, all the way up like this, the shins as well, just tab that in, all the way up, fold it down, tab it in, this kind of dovetails together, and folds over these two large tabs. There's that. Bring the arms in. They will tab up here and down here, securing the wheels and ladders into place. Bring that down, and there we have Scrapper in his front end loader mode. Bring that back, and you can still get a little bit of articulation out of the arm. Again, much like the Combiner Wars one, it does not have that joint here, but I can understand for combined mode, you don't want basically the toes of Devastator just kind of flopping around once the hinge starts to wear out. So that's where that comes in, and there we go. But yeah, those pinned-on wheels, again, rolls very smoothly. Also, I love that sound because it just sounds like the engine just chugging along. And again, you can plug this in right here. Now, I believe in the cartoon it was like somewhere right here, but I don't know, maybe in robot mode it ended up here, so. Got that. Now, as far as his main blaster goes, there is a tab right here, 2 slots here. I can just fit right there. I guess you kind of can fit this on here if you want it to be stored. Maybe it'll be pointed out in the combined mode instructions. But, I mean, got that if you want to. And you got these, which, like I said before, you got a tab here. We'll just go into this slot right here. And a slot here that'll just go onto this tab, just like that. Then you can plug in blaster right here. So there's Scrapper fully armed up. I don't know why I didn't bring this down. So there's that. Now to get him into combined mode, it is super simple. Just want to take this little panel piece, flip that up and around. Go ahead and straighten that out. I mean, it doesn't really move anything else, but bring this and it'll clip over that. And that locks the front of the foot in place. Take the arm here, rotate it, and then just tab it back into place. Same thing on this side. Untap it all, rotate it down. And then the forearms act as the heel spur for Devastator. But before we're done, take this, bend it back, rotate the cab around, and there's two little channels that the cab will fit into, and there we go. There is Devastator's lower leg, and you do get an ankle tilt right here, and you do get a fair degree of movement, but again, we'll look at that more when Devastator comes out, or at least when I get Hook and Long Haul, because that comes with the thigh and knee for Devastator. But yeah, this is the reason why Scrapper is a Voyager, plus he comes with parts of the combiner itself, unlike, you know, Hook, or not Hook, Bone Crusher and Scavenger. So you get these two accessories, plus that heavy ratchet built into the body. That's the sole reason why he's a Voyager. I wonder what Mixmaster is going to come with, but just based on what I've seen of Hook and Long Haul, I believe it's going to be the center piece for the combined mode chest, because it looks a little bit like, you know, Mixmaster's over-the-shoulder or overhead cannons, so maybe it can fit on top as well to add more firepower. There's that, so who knows? Except for Hasbro. I mean, we'll probably see it here in a couple months at Comic-Con, or if they do a fan stream for Studio Series, because we still got another wave to be announced, so maybe they'll show something then. Get him back in the robot mode. Just bring this all out. Flip out the arms and the hands. Bring this down. Rotate the cab. Bring this up. Fold it back up like that. Bring these sections down. These down, let's just plug right back in. Open that up. Plug it back in. Open this up. And bring his head back out. Closing that back up. And there is Scrapper back in robot mode. Alright, so for a quick comparison, here we have Ironhide, who is, again, a smaller Voyager. Could have been a deluxe, but the engineering and parts count led to it being a Voyager. Here is Studio Series 86 Optimus, and another Voyager who is more we're accustomed to. There is Ramjet. So, of course, he has a bit of a smaller Voyager, a little bit more close to deluxe size. Of course, here is Jazz. I mean, he's definitely a head taller than an average deluxe, so I think it still works for the scale. It's going to work better in combined mode. So there is that. All right, so to get into final thoughts on Scrapper, again, I really enjoy how he turned out. There's a few things I would change, of course, if possible, such as the forearms, giving them the wrist swivel, and of course trying to figure out a way to give him a waist swivel, and, you know, changing a few things to not look so much like the Combiner Wars release as far as his design goes. But like I said, well, there goes his gun. Near the beginning, you can only reinvent the wheel so many times before it just doesn't look right anymore. So would love to see what DNA does for, you know, the full release, just depending on how the others turn out. I know for a fact I would love to see them redo the forearms to have a wrist swivel and a panel to cover up the forearm, both, you know, in vehicle mode and robot mode. I mean, that's really all it would change. Like, that could be changed. I don't know if there's any way to give him a waist swivel, but it's not too bad without it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this first look at, or my first look at Studio Series 86 Constructicons Devastator with Scrapper here. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time. Be sure to check out those links below and keep an eye out for more 86 videos. So long. Take care. See you next time.